Good morning to one and all. Welcome to day 7 session of FDP, organizing by the Department of Management Studies, Gates Institute of Technology. I feel immense pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Pantula Murali Krishna Garu, Professor, Head and Chairman BOS in Management, Sri Krishnadevaraya University. Sir has a vast experience in management domain since 1989 to till date. Qualifications: MCom, MBA, PhD, FD, PM. Awarded a PhD in the management by Sri Krishnadevaraya University in 1994 for the research study conducted on human resource management in Bharat Heavy Electric Limited, Hyderabad, a study with references to the human resource development under the guidance of Professor Subbarao Garu. A major achievements: the Sir acted as Chairman, Board of Studies in Management Schemes, Sri Krishnadevaraya University, September 2019 to till date, Dean, Industry Interface and International Collaboration, SK University, Anantapur, March 2016 to February 2008. Designed and prepared a syllabus for more than 100 subjects in the Faculty of Commerce and Management at Dravidian University, Kuppam, for the courses such as BBM, MCom, MBA, and PhD in Commerce and Management in the capacity of Chairman BOS. Editor of study material prepared by the MBA program at a distance mode by Dravidian University, Kuppam. Editor of textbooks for the MBA program for Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, Hyderabad, Telangana State. Established of Department and School of Commerce and Management at Dravidian University, Kuppam during October 2007 to September 2010. Sir has delivered an online lecture on report writing in research methodology module to the professional students of the Executive Management Program of the Millennium University, Malwari, Africa, 2018. Sir has delivered a special invited lecture on research report, process and funding, sources for social science research in 2-day international workshop on research methodology in social science by the Department of Business Management, Yogi Vemana University, Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh, at October 2019. Sir, a faculty resource person for the Indian Council of Social Science Research, SRC, Hyderabad, in program of research methodology course in the social sciences of SC, ST and scholars held in Acharya Nagarjuna University, Guntur, 3rd and 4th December 2013. Sir invited by the Sardar Patel University, Gujarat, on the University Grants Commission Extended Lecture Scheme for the year 2000 and 2001. Sir has acted as a keynote speaker for resource person in the National 2-day workshop on capacity building in research methodology organized by the JNTU, Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh. Sir has acted as a keynote speaker in UGC National Seminar on impact of microfinance and self-help groups and banking linkage programs for rural women organized by the Department of Commerce, PVKN Government Degree College, Chittoor, AP, in 2013. Member BOS in Management at JNTU, Anantapur, Sri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Tirupati, Davangiri University, Davangiri, Karnataka, and other, and Management and Urdu University, Hyderabad, 2009 and 20. The member of Advisory Board of ICBM, School of Business Excellence, Hyderabad since 2010. A member Academic Senate, Dravidian University from 2007 to 2010. Member Central Committee, AP AICTE 2010, 2018, 2019 and 2020 as well. Government of Andhra Pradesh. Member Editorial Advisory Board, Sankalp Journal of Management, CK Sakh Vijaypula Institute of Management, Vadodara, Gujarat, Technological University. Member UGC 7th Plan Evaluation Team that visited Guru Jeshwant University, Science and Technology, Haryana during 2008. Nominated in 1997 as a member on the expert academic panel for the Andhra Pradesh Social Welfare Residential Educational Institution Society, Department of Social Welfare Government, Andhra Pradesh, organized special interactive program with BHEL Hyderabad and Center Sriharikota in 1994 and 1995. Sir has a panel speaker in two-day national seminar on changing scenario of human resource management in India, organized by Bombilala Department of Human Resource Management, Acharya Nagarjuna University, Guntur, sponsored by UGC and APSHI during 18-19 October 2012. Prepared study material on management concepts on PGB, DM and MBA courses offered by the Distance Education Center, SK University, Anantapur. Provided 250 jobs placement for undergraduation and post-graduation student of Dravidian University, Kuppam, through organizing campus placements in inviting diverse companies in India. Received UGC Research Award in 1998 for conducting research.
మెసేజ్లు కొట్టాలా ఇప్పుడు చూడమని యూట్యూబ్ బా చూడు వస్తాను ఇప్పుడు ఇచ్చాను.
Sorry for the interruption due to the technical problem. It has disconnected. And let me continue the profile. So memberships in professional association for Murli Krishna sir, a life member of Indian Institute of Public Administration, New Delhi since 1997, life member of the Indian Society for Training and Development, New Delhi since April 1999, life member of the National HRD Network Hyderabad, member for the Joint Secretary SK University, Teachers Association, member for elected Treasurer SK University Teachers Association, member for elected Secretary SK University Teachers Association. And sir has published 20 book chapters and journal articles of 24, and study material prepared for on management concepts of PGDMA, Kuppam. And then sir visited abroad in Portuguese, Germany from 9th to 14th April 1995, sponsored by the Rotary Foundation, visited state of Algos in the Federative Republic of Brazil. The Rotary Foundation, US, receive award, University Grants Commission, New Delhi, Bolt Award, Broader Outlook Learner Teacher, District Award sponsored by the Air India, Singapore Tourism Board and Deccan Chronicle Group for the excellency in the Outreach activities 2004, extracurricular activities. Sir has actively participated in NCC for 3 years at graduate level, attended both the state and national level camps and held in rank of company under officer, passed both B and C grade examinations in NCC, served as a volunteer in National Social Services at graduate level, lead a 30 students team to South Zone Inter-University Youth Festival organized by the Association of Indian Universities and the Department of Cultural Affairs. Sir, we welcome you, sir. It's a great honor to the Gates Institute of Technology associating with us, and we hopefully expecting that your session is going to be a fruitful to all the participants across the globe. Thank you, sir. Over to your session.
Thank you.
Sir, you may start now, sir.
Yeah. I'm on the job. Good morning, everybody. I'm at the outset thankful to the management of Gates Institute of Technology, Gooty, Andhra Pradesh, and also the faculty members in the Department of Management, Mr. Ismail, Mr. Muhammad, and others, Sanjeev and others, for giving me the opportunity to talk online on the theme Total Quality Management in Higher Education and Research as a part of this 7-day online seminar being conducted by this institute. I've been seeing this institute growing leaps and bounds over a period of time as I keep visiting this institute, and every time I see some progress in terms of academic and infrastructure. So I also thank and invite all the viewers across for sparing their time in listening to me. The concept here is we can say it is being used for since long time. But the very interesting thing is the characteristic of this concept is all pervasive. It can be applied to any kind of environment, to any kind of an organization, to any kind of a situation. And therefore, the title of the conference is Recent Trends in Management. I thought, though the quality management has been very conscious in our minds since long, I still feel that this kind of total quality as such, in terms of spirit and practice, is not being properly getting into the higher education and research in India. The viewers of this presentation may be scholars, there could be experts in management, there could be like renowned professors also across. So for those who are above me, it is an information, it's sharing the knowledge. And for those in the level of research scholars and young professionals, this will go as an input in their curriculum development. Fine, when we look at the quality as such, everyone, it is absolutely it is a kind of a term that is applicable differently to different people. Yet, one customer may expect quality in one dimension, but others may expect in varied dimensions. With this kind of multi-dimensional characteristic, how quality can be put in one roof or maybe put in one concept, and then the organizations be able to like practice this quality is something that's really wondering all of us. This is because the very root is that what is quality to me? What is quality to other person? What is quality to a society? What is quality to an education or to anything that we dwell into? Therefore, this is quite interesting on one side. Well, the concept was first introduced for enhancing the quality of products and services by organizations across, and slowly, because it is total, this totality is applicable to all walks of our lives. Hence, today you look at the state of affairs of higher education and research in India and abroad. At least I'm really thankful that we have become conscious of this concept today, this sector, that we need to look into enhancing the value addition, quality addition in our education system. Same thing happens to elementary education, intermediate education. Therefore, because once you take education and research in India, it becomes a very, very wide subject. And at this level, we are not really like very much responsible and interested in elementary and intermediate education. Our focus is on the higher education and its status in India. So quite some time I've been thinking as to how this concept can be very well infused into the higher education and research system in India. Of course, a number of regulatory bodies are doing their job well, and the universities and the institutions of excellence, maybe central universities or national institutes, or universities at the state level, everyone have been contributing for a continuous enhancement of quality. But then there must be some kind of scientific focus, or maybe a defined focus which would guide all of us in proper direction, so that in a reasonably less time we will be able to reap the benefits of total quality management as it is defined earlier. So with this kind of a spirit and interest, I thought, let me get into and see how best we can do in higher education with regard to quality management. Now, if you look at what is quality as all about, quality management is people focused. In every organization, what is more important, then we need to go into the roots of factors of production, saying that out of 4 factors of production, the most dominant, vibrant, reactive, proactive, inactive, and active concept is people, right? Out of 4 P's, people is the factor that has the ability, to and intelligence to integrate the rest of other P's, and naturally it will have its own significance in the organization. So quality is not something this means that quality is not something that comes out of the product. It is only the quality that we see in product and service is only the manifestation of the efforts and interest and dedication and integration of resources by the people working on it. This is what is important. So when we look at the quality aspect, it is not always the product that, of course, the customer doesn't have any meaning. But then, as students of management, we need to look from the different angle. When we talk about quality, it is absolutely the quality that you are seeing in a product or a service is only the end point. But as a student of management, we need to look behind that kind of a scenario as to who are all responsible. Is the raw material, quality raw material that is used important? Or the quality processes that are used important? Or the systems, quality systems that are practiced by the organizations which are responsible in bringing all this together to bring out a quality product or service are important. And behind all this, who are there? So when we go with this rationality and logic, you would definitely find that it is the people, it is the key people, right, top to bottom, absolutely, no, without any exemption. All people who are responsible for running the organization. Organization, I mean, I'm using this word very generally to across all sectors and sections, including NGOs and service organizations like ours in the sense educational institutions, that aim to continuous increase in customer satisfaction. Now the question here is very interesting. Customer is for a product is the customer that you see, that the one who purchases, or one can say consumer satisfaction is also, I use the words interchangeably without making a difference between customer and consumer at this moment, because the consumer is the ultimate the person who consumes and derives the satisfies the need, right? And it is this customer who is looking for the quality product or service. Where do you get this consumer is always looking at what amount of satisfaction that I derive by using a product or a service is the level of quality that is achieved in him. Therefore, as I said in the beginning, that quality is absolutely abstract in terms, because you cannot measure it, you can only feel that. Quantity is something that you can measure, but quality that you cannot measure, but you can find out the quality of your product and service in one dimension with the repeated inquiry or use of your product or service by the consumer. This is one indication. There could be a number of indications. Okay, then another interesting point is continuous. It should be continuous always, because organization is perpetual. The product is perpetual. Product in the sense not in terms of unit, but in terms of the repeated usage of product. Okay. Therefore, every organization must and should be perpetual. Of course, you see the result of globalization in the past and the result of financial revolution in this country, in India, wherein we identified, in fact, the people of my age group are the most luckiest, because we have seen both pre and post liberalization, globalization, and privatization environment, and we are also reaping in the results of both. We see some of those companies which could not meet the customer expectations or consumer expectations, they ruined. Once upon a time, they ruled, and today they got ruined. And we now ponder upon the fact that customer is the king, or consumer is the king. Okay, now let me just quickly talk about this total quality. The scope of this total quality is basically, it is people focused, and it is a management system. It's system, it is a philosophy, it is a practice, it is thinking, whatever the name, whatever the kind of focus you give, but ultimately it is available, it should be available, and it should be practiced in the organizations continuously. For what? For satisfying my consumer. Okay. Then who are my customers? Who are my consumers in the higher education system? And we know the structure of higher education in India, right? But ultimately, the person who is considered to be the customer or consumer, if we use, of course, we have transformed our education for good or bad. I am not going to comment on that, but we have transformed our education from Guru Shishya type of environment to supplier and consumer. And you see, whether the same quality concept was conscious in their mind, in the minds of guru and disciple in the early years, in the previous years, in the previous era, or in the decades back. But the quality kind of input was there in the transmission of knowledge from guru to shishya. Only thing is, we did not coin it as a quality management. And today, the whole world has changed into more of a material kind of a transaction. And naturally, we look at the organizations as money focused, profit focused, or customer focused kind of organization. So in that sense, we can still use for higher education, but keeping the roots of Indian education system at the background. This is my my sincere request to every higher education institution to link up continuously, though we are in the modern era, to link up the customer focused kind of an environment to that of disciple focused kind of environment. I am of the strong feeling that with this kind of a continuous linkage between what was there in the Indian environment earlier and what is there at present, and if we can continuously link up and be able to shape ourselves in present day's condition and requirements, we will be able to achieve the results both at the following the traditional method of transformation of knowledge and also with the modern transformation of knowledge. Now, who is the consumer here? Consumer is the person, in my terms, is the ultimate person who benefits out of this transformation of knowledge. That is none other than the students that we teach. So students are the consumers, and you, that is we, the teachers, being the suppliers, the management of higher education system, Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of Human Resource Development in India, University Grants Commission, AICTE, ICSSR, ICMR, the number of institutions, regulatory bodies, down that state governments, down that universities, both national, state, and central, all kinds of universities. All these are the managements, the organizations. So when we categorize them into three, we see management, that all the government and the organization, the higher educational institutions, both private and public, all those come on one chunk. And in the middle are the infrastructure, the teaching community, the kind of the material that we use in transforming or whatever the systems that we have, are the suppliers. They are the people who are responsible in processing the service in a capsule form, maybe in a readable form, maybe in a form that is more convenient for consumer to absorb and improve or increase the knowledge base among them. So when you look at these three, there must be continuous kind of a relation, integration among all the three. This is what the higher education today should mean. And I am hopeful that people are working towards that end. Now, when you look at going deeper into the subject of total quality management, what are these concepts? Some of the principles of total quality management and related concepts to that. The principles here is delight the customer. First, customer should be happy. Come what may. Whatever may be the problems that I face within the organization, my customer, my students, my research scholars, and through them, the society must feel that kind of a delight. So how do we achieve this kind of a principle of customer delight? Is through customer satisfaction first. And to make the consumer, to make my students highly satisfied, I have to satisfy the internal customer. Internal customers are, this point is more applicable to managements of higher education system, where the internal customers like the teaching staff, non-teaching staff, research staff, scientific staff, whoever it may be, they must be properly satisfied. Maybe in terms of salary, maybe in terms of the facilities provided, maybe keep them happy, that's all. Keep them happy, keep them responsible. That's more important. If you keep them happy, they will get away from the customer delight. That's again a problem. So it is something like a measurable and a responsible happiness must be created among the internal customers, among the researchers, the teachers, and other supporting staff. Then they would be able to satisfy the ultimate consumer to achieve the customer delight principle. Management by fact is another principle where it is really wonderful that we really think try to link up the today's material kind of environment with that of a real, I would say it's a real world, like speaking with facts, speaking with, talking with kind of a documentation or proof. This speaking management by fact is influences the consumer very much. In the sense, I had a recent experience with Amazon. It's wonderful. I ordered for something and I got different. Then immediately I returned. Then within no time, I got the ordered product within no time. If Amazon cheats me, if Amazon shies away by giving some fraudulent or unbelievable information, infactual information to me, maybe what I can do is I may move Amazon to the court maximum. Beyond that, I can't do. But then what happens? Amazon is not my personal friend, nor I am to Amazon. But yet, the fact remains that there is a customer, and to make repeated purchases or repeated patronize from that customer, it is important to share the facts of the products. If somebody asks, I have a car, and if somebody asks me that whether you have this facility, I should be able to tell very frankly no or yes. And this is something very important. But managing this fact both with the consumer and the customer and the internal customer is something that is mandatory. So related concepts for that are all work is process. This is more important to the internal customers, where every customer, every education, the teachers, the students, the supporting staff, the systems established in higher educational institutions, the people must feel internally that whatever the work that I am doing is the part of the process, the entire process. That means I also share the responsibility or the joyfulness when the product or service is accepted by the consumer. Not a single person is responsible for the success of customer delight. This kind of a infusion must get into the minds of people, minds of employees in higher education, because there is always a tussle. You find in educational institutions, even I see in my own institution, where people talking about ill of others and something like that, because always a teacher say that this non-teaching is not working, and non-teaching people say that the teachers are not coming to the classes regularly, or they are not handling, or they are not up to the mark, they are not updating their knowledge, or whatever. You can make any kind of a comment, because tongue doesn't have bone. It can twist in any form it likes. So therefore, one should not feel that everything is my responsibility. At the same time, nothing is my responsibility. So this process within the educational institution talks about this kind of a philosophy, where it is the duty of management to bring in all the minds of all the people, all the professors, teachers, research scholars, students, and non-teaching staff. Everyone must come together and feel that I am contributing in the process of enhancing the knowledge for enriching the institute's image outside. And at the same time, it should also be measurable properly. So therefore, now we are getting so many electronic and online devices through which we can measure each one's kind of performance. Both, because when it comes to like a teacher's performance, it's more of quality, right? Qualitative kind of measurement is required. The moment you say qualitative, one may compare against the standards, or one may go with the interpersonal comparisons. It can be anything, but it all depends on the good faith and the mind of the top man sitting at the echelons of higher education system. But there must be some logical, rational kind of approach that is very much necessary. So when you somebody was making a joke saying that we don't know, the teacher gets into the class and he closes the doors of the classroom and we don't know what he does inside. It's something very funny, because these things do happen. Therefore, the teachers should also have a value system in them, all kinds of qualitative, right, which are very, very, very important for every teacher. I strongly feel that because there should not be anybody who should come and knock the doors of the classroom and find out what I am doing inside. That's ridiculous. But at the same time, the teacher should feel that it is my duty, it is my honest duty, while I'm in the classroom, I must deliver the goods. I must transform the knowledge or I must share my knowledge with the students in a given allotted subject. Fine. There is no hard and fast rule that every teacher must strictly go like this, like a non-teaching officer or officers or the people below them have certain kind of a stringent or a structural activity. But here the classroom teaching is something that is the only area where you can be completely free with the students and talk to them, open up your mind, accept the criticism, share the positive ideas with them. Then you see the development of students. So therefore, measurement comes here only in terms of value-based kind of a measurement, rather than saying that how many classes you have handled. Out of 10, you have handled 9, therefore 90%, so you are excellent. One cannot say that. But at the same time, one cannot say that you have handled only one class. That one class is enough. You are very qualitatively like discharging your duties or maybe transforming the knowledge. Therefore, you are highly. It all depends on the conditions exist, and the management must be very, very conscious of this. Okay. And the third principle of quality management is people-focused management. The related concepts are teamwork, we know very well, and it is the people who make the quality. As I said in the beginning, the quality is only the manifestation of the efforts, hard work put in by the people behind it. Then continuous improvement, absolutely, because to meet the perpetual characteristic of organization, organization must be continuous. And if organization is continuous, then naturally there must be continuous improvement. One can't say that I have scored 60% of performance this year, which is acceptable by government of India in getting this kind of awards. Doesn't mean that I must always just remain at 60%. I must continue. I must continue. That is more the awards or more the recognition you get, higher is the responsibility. improved responsibility. One should work with more higher and improved responsibility in days to come. This is the spirit and meaning of continuous improvement. So continuous improvement cycle is something that we will talk in as we proceed further. All right. Then prevention. Prevention here is essentially the prevention of defective items or unwanted kind of activity. Okay. Then coming to the process, I talked about the basic fundamental principles and the core concepts, and I gave the foundation for what do you mean by quality. Gopal Kanji, he writes the 100 ways of quality improvement, and the people also say quality is nothing. Nothing new is quality. What do you mean by that? And somebody says if nothing new is quality, then how do you get quality? Because consumers expect that some improvement, something different in size, shape, color, and etc. of a product, then they feel that there is improvement, there is a quality in it. But if you go to the roots of total quality management, you would find that quality is something that you are supposed to do. Quality doesn't cost you additional money. Quality is one which you are supposed to practice, that's all. There are a number of examples for that. Maruti Udyog Limited came up with 800, Maruti 800. It doesn't mean that they did not have the technology for a new product or new model. They felt that this is going, Maruti 800 is moving very fast, and we are the leaders in the market. Therefore, they were going only with that one brand. But the moment globalization came in, privatization came in, then they started manufacturing WagonR, and of course followed by others. They have quality, they have production, they have capacity, but this is only one dimension of looking at the quality management. Therefore, quality is something that are standard practices and procedures which are laid down. And the only thing is you have to implement them. And organizations are very strategic in implementing them from time to time, depending on the requirement, to create a kind of a feeling among consumers that here is a quality, improved quality product, or maybe with a new dimension, maybe with a new color, and maybe with a... So similarly, when it comes to education system, I think it is also required at one stage, because all the stuff cannot be put into the minds of students at one time. The teacher, that is how we shape up our curriculum also. The syllabi that we prepare starts from the foundations, then raises to the level of specialized subjects. This is obvious. Okay, now the process chain of total quality management. How does it work? Like as I said earlier, suppliers as partners. Now, who are the suppliers here? Suppliers are the organizations and the host of, in case of higher education, the host of material that is available across, material in the sense of the learning material. Now, Government of India has done a great job in developing National Digital Library, and then Shodh Ganga in InfligNet. Number of initiatives over a period of time. I am really thankful to the Government of India And particularly since 10 years, you find there's so much of development in terms of in higher education, in terms of providing the stuff, the knowledge stuff among the needy, among the people who deserve, who desire actually. In fact, the teachers, research scholars. I'm really very happy to share with you at this juncture that many of my research works are available on Shodh Ganga and also on National Digital Library. And I'm really very happy. Likewise, every professor must have published, every teacher must have done some good work, and these works have been digitalized, which can be used by researchers and young faculty members and scholars across the world. They can even the foreigners can get access to this information from National Digital Library and Shodh Ganga. National Digital Library is in IIT Kharagpur, and NIC, National Informatics Center, maintains the Shodh Ganga research aspects of it. Okay, so these are all the suppliers and partners. Publishers, of course, they also play a very important role. And the authors who really transform or put their ideas, novel ideas, innovative ideas into practice, into black and white. And in case of courses like management, you would find the organizations like Xerox Corporation, which is responsible for introducing a number of concepts, benchmark, right? There are so many concepts. And quality management, right? Emerged from quality circles, emerged from organizations. Therefore, the organizations on one side, maybe manufacturing or service organizations, which become suppliers to the higher educational institutions, and the regulatory bodies, governments, and the special like institutes like National Digital Library or Shodh Ganga or any kind. I think I'm sure that every government in different countries must be doing this job much better than much vigorously. So all these people become suppliers in the process. Then it is processed by employees as assets. Like we in the higher education system must take up the responsibility of preparing the modules, preparing PPTs, preparing handouts for students, and reach to them every time they require you. And the employees, of course, non-teaching employees and so on. So when this process is completely completed with a complete kind of a meaningfulness, then automatically total quality emerges. This is what. One, there is also a strong kind of thinking. It's a fact that you need not concentrate on how the total quality is moving towards. But only thing is, you just concentrate on 100% on what you are doing. That itself leads you to the results of total quality management. Total quality management in every aspect, and total quality management is for the total higher educational institution as such. Then, now I'm just going very brief because the time is also short for me. And the another important point is this is a subject which cannot be concluded just in one and a half hour session. Now, what are the different methods? We talked about process, we talked about principles and core concepts, we also talked about the fundamentals of the roots of total quality management. Now look at management methods that are the different kinds of methods are available here. One can go to Google for detailed information about each one. Benchmarking is setting the standards for reaching the performance. Then error proofing. This is again a Japanese word. Then ISO, international standard procedures are there, 9,000 and so on. Just-in-time approach is also there. Then Kaizen, in Japanese it is called continuous improvement. Then quality function deployment. And these are all the business process range and BPR, which was in very much live about a decade or back. But all these, the companies are now following the same principles can be applied to educational institutions also. And we can talk at length on each one of them, such as benchmarking. What is the benchmarking for me as a professor, as a teacher of management subject? What subject I am teaching? And which level of students I am teaching? What kind of material I have? And what kind of the supportive systems that I am using? I must continuously enhance myself. Look at the practices outside, and with slight modifications according to your requirement, you can just adopt them and put them into your practice and see that your performance enhances. This is how the benchmarking works. One should always look in this form. And for this, what are the requisites? It is basically the teacher's commitment. I keep listening to many teachers saying that students are not interested. Students are not interested. Somehow, so I'm sorry to say that, please pardon me if I'm wrong, it is not the student. Because students are many. You are only one in the class. When students are many, there is absolutely no question that all the students are not interested in you, are not interested in your lecture. There are definitely, for every teacher, for every sensible, rational and a good teacher, there are good students who are responding. Work for them. Help them. Give them support. Therefore, if anybody says students are not interested, therefore it is something like this that I am. This must. I always feel that. Both in heart and tongue, I say, whenever I get into class, I always feel this. Thanks to my teachers, my parents, and everyone who have given me this kind of feeling. It's important. Otherwise, every time once I can't say that I take the product to the market and say that the customer is not interested in this product, therefore customer is waste. No, those days have gone. Those days of manufacturing black cars and forcing upon the consumers is gone. It is no way acceptable now. It is always how you are acceptable to the consumer is very important. You have to raise to the occasion. You have to raise to the level of expectations of your students and see that they get satisfied. From that satisfaction, you get the delight and you feel that you are qualitatively you are improved. This is very important. Then there are, fine, in the first method, it is three different broad methods, categories of methods of total quality management are defined to us by the management experts. One is management methods, which management is expected to focus. Then analytical methods, that is at the second level, where once you get the information, how this information can be critically analyzed and then processed. Okay, Taguchi methods and etc. Then the third one is a data collection, analysis, and display. This is where the crucial role is played by the management teachers or teachers across. And this is applicable to every like a field of education. Every field of education, like not necessarily management. It can be applied to life sciences. It can be applied to social sciences or languages or anything. But the moment you say quality in the present day conditions with the scientific approach, these are the things that one have to. So therefore, I always I suggest the young faculty viewers of this presentation to kindly, my personal request is to kindly concentrate, transform these methods of total quality management and mold them to you, suitable to you. And whenever you go to the class, always go with this kind of a feeling at your back of your mind. Fine. Then, okay, there are number of approaches that can be followed. Look at what is the role of HRD here is. I just mentioned HRD because Ministry of Human Resources Development. But anyway, this is the role of all the regulators or the organization management of universities and so on at a planning stage of total quality. What they have to do: formation of teams. That is where we say academic council, boards of studies, and student councils. Then so many support systems and all that. The training of total quality management council members, who are all responsible in total quality, like conducting government is sanctioning the finance funds for refresher courses, orientation programs, faculty development programs. In fact, I myself, I really proudly say that I am a student of Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, way back in '97. The kind of the exposure, quality exposure that I have had in terms of visiting, using the resources of library there, or interaction with the faculty, gaining from top people like Professor Balkrishnan and Professor Kalro. There are a number of people. Professor Khandwala sir, number of, and thanks to all of them for shaping me. I'm really thankful to everyone. I'm also thankful to my Professor Subbarao, who contributed and took care of me personally in bringing me to this. Fine. Anyway, that is what the training. The moment we think of training, immediately I get all these people in mind. It's good also. So thanks to all of them. And collecting expectations of TQM, getting feedback from them. It is a continuous process. Get the feedback from them and then put it in the process. Then again make this a continuous process. It's a cycle, right? Of course, you have to select the quality coordinator and so on. There are a number of points that are coming up here. Fine. At the top level, establishment of corporate TQM steering committees and formation of total quality councils are very important at the higher educational level. Every management, every university, everybody for that matter must have that kind of a proper, rational, interlinked hierarchy, which would be definitely useful to the lowest level of the last level of consumer. Fine. These are all the number of points that are available here. Why quality, total quality in managing human? The matter of intellectual curiosity. This is very important. Unless the teacher is intellectually curious enough, he cannot deliver. He will not develop interest. Self-interest will not be there. So therefore, the matter of intellectual curiosity is the most important. The involvement in subspecialties, like as you go on, you need to be more specialized in the areas that you dwell upon. Maybe human resources, maybe financial management, maybe. People always think that being in human resources, they always feel that yes, my subject is the only subject. So therefore, this kind of course, this happens because after all, we are human beings. We need to change. Then conditions and changes. Our curriculum, our approach, our style as teachers must change according to the environmental requirements, according to the market requirements, according to the students' requirements. This is exactly what happened in 2001 in our institute. When we started introducing additional section of MBA course, we thought that was the boom period for financial area. So therefore, looking at the importance and the opportunities that the students with the financial management specialization have in the job market, in employment market, we introduced the course called MBA Finance in those days. Since then, we have been running. Of course, if the changes take place in the next couple of years, we need to change our curriculum. We need to change our style. We need to change our kind of the approach towards transforming the knowledge or inputs to our students. Then, organizational environment. I'll just give one example, my personal example, as far as this particular point is concerned. There were two situations in the same place. National Institute of Cooperative Management, Ahmedabad. My good friend, Professor Junare is there. He was there. And he is now the Dean of the University of Forensic Sciences, which is the first of its kind of university in the government of India, in India itself. And he invited me for a lecture on summer. In summer, there was one lecture where the classroom was not protected in terms of, it's not like air conditioned. I taught for 1 hour. I got fatigued. I got exhausted. And then next year, maybe after some time, he again called me. And now he said, no, now we have built up infrastructure and this is a very good place now. I went on taking class for more than 3 hours, but I did not feel any such kind of exhaustiveness. This is one physical type of environment that is required. And the environment is also to be created by teacher, because initially the teacher has the responsibility of bringing the young minds towards his side. Therefore, this thing gets into the introductory stages of every class. So give them information so that they automatically generate interest, and with that interest they try to concentrate. So therefore, there are a number of aspects that talk about in creating a kind of organizational environment, a congenial environment which is required for transformation. That is the reason why in olden days Gurukulas was there, where the absolute pin of silence, where the transformation of knowledge goes from that guru to like a Sishya, or the guru to disciple in a very continuous and continuous flow. Then the last one is day in and day out, we have to interact with people. Therefore, creating a new kind of work culture that is important. Now, the focus, there are 5 trends which I am displaying it here. This is for sharing. One can always share this. So this kind of these 5 aspects, if one can focus on, then definitely we can see very good. I'm 100% sure there would be very good results in higher education institutions, and higher education institutions going to be aligned with the rest of the world, and the students are well accepted across. So there are some more slides. I think it is 12:16 now. It's time for me to stop, and I thank every one of you profoundly for your patient listening. And I am also thankful to the management of Gates Institute of Technology for giving me this opportunity. Thanks to everyone, organizers, and also the people who are helping me in displaying my content. So thanks to everyone. Thank you very much. Now I look for question and answers. Over to you, Mr. Mohammed. Mr. Mohammed.
Yes, sir. We are hearing you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now it is open.
Thank you for the wonderful session, sir.
Thank you. What happened?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And now, shall we, with your permission, shall we take up the question and answer session, sir?
Yeah, please,
Sir,
go ahead.
now Mahesh Shukla, he is asking that how is re-engineering differ from innovations? I repeat, sir, how is re-engineering differ from innovations?
Okay. Thank you, Professor Shukla, for asking me this question. Re-engineering is continuously enhancing the present practices, present models, present material, present products, and everything. Getting re-engineered, that means refined, redefined is one thing. That means in case of re-engineering, there is already something that is existing. But in case of innovation, it's something a new one altogether. It can be new practice, it can be new service, it can be new thought, it can be new idea, it can be new way of doing things, it can be anything. In case of re-engineering, there is absolutely something that is already existing, and you try to redefine it continuously, and to bring it to the acceptable level. Okay?
Sir, thank
Mr.
you,
Mohammed.
sir. Thank you, sir. There is another question, sir, from Vishal. He is asking that how are you look to the recent trends in management in self-employment?
Can you repeat the question?
Sir, how can we look at the recent trends in management in self-employment? Self-employment
can be looked at in 2 aspects. One is, okay, he is talking about generating self-employment, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If it is generating employment, I think the quality management aspect would become a part of remaining processes like innovation, like establishment of your like a self-employment, all kinds of things. But if you are talking about self-employment, in case of already established, then quality management would go very well. One thing. And the second thing is, with regard to self-employment, quality in self-employment is something that it starts with the innovation. It starts with the idea. It starts with the very basic material that you use. And it starts with the time and money that you use right from the beginning. And you should be very, very conscious of wastage or maybe defective items and so on. And if he is, if Mr. Shukla is, Mr. Vishal is concentrating only on generating employment, generating self-employment is something the very quality must be built up in use itself first. You have to be confirmed of whether you are really, you have a quality education in you, quality skills in you, quality talents in you, and so on. Okay, next.
Thank you, sir. So, Aparna, she is asking, sir, how can these total quality management principles be applied to high school education? High school education. How can these total quality management principles be applied to high school education?
I know. Thank you, madam. This is Aparna. As I said in the beginning, the concept of total quality management can be applied to the entire education sector. And in my the presentation in the beginning, initial presentation, I said there are three categories of higher education. One is elementary education, intermediate education, as we see in Indian conditions, right? And the third one is higher education. And our focus as the theme of conference is more on this. Our focus here has been on higher education. Therefore, I talked about higher education, the quality management in higher education. Now coming to elementary education, it is much more sensitive, I feel, because the customers that I get at higher education is already molded and shaped in one form. But in case of elementary education, they are very infants. The teachers, as suppliers of information and knowledge, have the greatest responsibility, have the greatest opportunity in shaping, in molding those young and primitive minds to the requirements of the government or the society. Because recently, you must have seen our president of our nation, Sri Ramnath Kovind, His Excellency, visiting his school teachers. That is where the importance of school teacher remains, is observed. Right? He has not felicitated the people who taught him at the higher education level, but he felicitated people, his teachers at the school level, because he realized the importance and significance of the role and the responsibility played by the teacher at that level of age. So now we can understand how important the school teachers here are. Now the question is, because it is open for you, the students' minds are open, and you are also open. The systems are open to you. You can teach them ABCD, you can teach them IE, or you can teach any language or any kind of anything that you teach to them. You play with them. that gets into their mind, that is useful to them, because their platform is completely empty. Now, on this empty minds, if you teach them, that will remain for life. So on the other side, one side you have more opportunity, and the other side you have more responsibility. So therefore, look at what is the work. Look at it in every aspect of your input, every aspect of your input, that the quality is added, enhanced kind of information, the depth of information that you possess, and give them spoon by spoon. They will be able to absorb very fast, very quickly, when compared to the people when compared to students at the higher education level. This is very interesting and very much required also. And if this this participant is really seriously looking at, I don't mind kind of extending my helping hand, because I am also very much interested in this. So there are a number of aspects that one can look into the quality points and at the school education level. School education level is not exempted from the application of total quality management, right? Okay, next.
Thank you, sir. Harsha,
Yeah.
he's asking, sir, a question. The question is like this: how subordinates have to manage things in autocratic management? I repeat, sir, how subordinates have to manage things in autocratic management?
Yeah. Mr. Harsha, the very first thing is that autocratic kind of a structure is there in the minds of people, but not in organizations nowadays. And if you say it is the mind of people that makes the organization structure, fine. But not in every people, not in every person working in organization have that kind of autocratic attitude. They may try to pretend, but some way or the other they are snubbed. Now, why I'm telling this is that in case of autocratic leadership or autocratic managerial environment, quality concept is always centralized. When the quality is centralized, it goes with the whims and fancies of the autocrat. And in today's vibrant organizational environment, autocratic kind of leadership does not hold good, number one. And two, if autocratic leadership is existing, then the quality consciousness is completely centralized. Because you do what I say is the dictum. When it is do what I say, the people at the down level, subordinates, do not know what they are doing. What for are they doing? When you don't know both, what are you doing and what for are you doing, then your work, your efficiency, your process, your activity will be guideless. There is absolutely no guidance. There is no direction. It becomes directionless. Or it's something like a elephant story. This is wrong. That is wrong. So therefore, to the best of my knowledge, in case of autocratic leadership, there is no question of a concept like total quality management, which essentially demands a kind of a democratic kind of approach. So therefore, I feel strongly it doesn't fit into. If it fits, it's only at the top level. Thank you. Next.
Sir, thank you, sir. That was the questions, and I should really thank you for your informative and good insights on total quality management. And as you said, it is only you are mostly concerned for the faculty members who are novices who have joined and the research scholars. The participants are throughout the country and people from abroad also watching you, sir. Really, we are very privileged to be you to be the one of the guests for the last session of our FDP. And really, we, on behalf of the Gates Institute of Technology, on behalf of Department of Management Studies, and on behalf of all the participants from throughout the country and world and from the reputed institutes, I thank you, sir, for giving such valuable insights and information to all the people. Yes, sir. You can.
Thank you very much. I thank all the viewers across the globe. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
As it is the last session, I will proceed for a vote of thanks, sir. Thank you,
Please.
sir.
Please.
Honorable Correspondent Madam, Srimati V.K. Padmavathamma Garu, Managing Director G. Raghunath Reddy Garu, Director V.K. Srivani Garu, respected Principal Sir, Dr. Bhaskar Garu, and our most valuable invited guests, ladies and gentlemen from different parts of the country and abroad. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks for this faculty development program. On behalf of Gates Institute of Technology and Department of Management Studies, and on my own personal behalf, I would like to thank the management, principal sir, for permitting, guiding, and supporting us to do this 7-day faculty development program on recent trends in management from 13/7/2020 to 19/7/2020. A special thanks to all the speakers for accepting our invitation and for gracing these sessions and for sharing their valuable knowledge, insights, findings, and experience with all the participants. A big thanks to Professor Balasubramanya, Department of Management Studies, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, for giving an excellent session on significance of management research and role of management education institutions on day 1. Thank you, sir, for your valuable inputs. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation to Professor Pavan Patel Garu, Shivashivani Institute of Management, Secunderabad, for his explanation on the topic, the race to reskill COVID-19. Thank you, sir, for your kind advices on the reskilling process. Further, we are grateful to Dr. M.R. Senapati Garu, Associate Professor, Shivashivani Institute of Management, Secunderabad, for his session on workplace management post-COVID. Thank you, sir, for the good insights. I would like to express our sincere thanks to Dr. Badiuddin Ahmad, Professor, Department of Management and Commerce, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, for his session on sustainable management for successful business during COVID-19. Thank you, sir. And I also wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Abdul Azim, Professor, Department of Management and Commerce, Maulana Azad National Urdu University, Hyderabad, for providing valuable insights on the topic, role of information and communication technology in marketing. Thank you, sir. I also like to thank Dr. M. Shashibhushana Rao Garu, Director, Satya Group of Institutions, Vijayanagaram, Andhra Pradesh, for his analysis on the topic, Leaders Eat Last, Lessons of Leadership. Thank you, sir. And finally, I would like to acknowledge our gratitude to Dr. P. Murli Krishna Garu, Professor, Head and Chairman of Board of Studies, Sri Krishnadevaraya Institute of Management, Sri Krishnadevaraya University, Anantapur, for exposing his theory on total quality management in higher education and research. Sir, we are all inspired by your great words. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your august presence. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our heartily thanks to our technical coordinator, Mr. S. M.D. Imran, for his enormous support in organizing this event. I extend my thanks to Mr. M. Sunil Manohar and Mr. T. Sanjeev Kumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, for the perfect support they have extended to all of us. I also thank Mr. Babjan, Ms. Salome, Dr. Ramesh Nayak, Nagendra, Nasir, Assistant Professors, and Dr. Y. Keshawareddy Garu, Professor, Department of Management Studies. Well, dear participants, an event like this cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling weeks ago. It requires planning and a bird eye view. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated colleagues of Gates Institute of Technology who know their jobs and are result oriented. I thank everyone for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to state that we are all most grateful to all the speakers for being with us on this virtual platform. Participants, we will send the e-certificates to all of you within a week, as we have a huge participants from different parts of the country and from abroad also. And the server is somewhat busy, so please bear with us for a couple of days, at max a week. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and thank you for being with us for all these days. Hope we have fulfilled and we have given a good insights and good information to you all. I really thank all the people for being with us, and I hope that you will also join for the programs which we are going to conduct in future like this. Thank you one and all. Sir, we are moving to offline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.